Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 269. I got my coffee in my summer sock camp mug from Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. I got pumpkin spice creamer. Yes, yes, yes. Today is Friday, August 16th, 2024, and it is 8:55 a.m. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crochet, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. Today I have knitting, and I have a little bit of crochet. I got works in progress, I got whips. Those are the same thing. I have finished objects and whips. I have a little bit of stash. I'm going to show my minis from my advent calendar that my friend Amy from Hebbill Yarn made for me. We got one more day. Tomorrow's my birthday. It's all right. I'll be 41, in case you're all curious. So I'm going to say I have 10 finished objects. That's right. I hope you're all sitting down and you didn't get too... what you want to call it, shocked. But if you want to be technical, maybe it's 3, because one of them there is multiple of the same thing, but I'm still counting it. So, what do I say? Oh, my spiel. I got to say my stuff in the beginning. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram. I will have all the links to everything that I talk about today right down there in the description box. I'll have my Ravelry group down there where I'm hosting 3 knit-alongs. Is it 3? Yes. Knit all these MKALs, which are the Stephen West MKALs. Knit all the scraps. Those 2 are year-long knit-alongs. And then knit all the stripes, which ends the 31st. I gotta remember that. I gotta look at that, and we're gonna draw pattern prizes for that one. When is the 31st? I don't know. Maybe the next episode? Is this the last episode? No, this is not the last episode of August. We still have one more. So in a couple weeks, I will close that thread and pick some winners. So not the next episode. The one after that, I believe, will be the drawing. So you have a couple more weeks to knit all the stripes. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, I'll have links to patterns, bags, yarn shops, all that good stuff right down there. All right, I guess we can get started. Finished object number 1. Oh, I love these so much. I finished my Halloween socks. Look at these. So this is Freckled Whimsy, Halfway to Haunts. This was the May Halloween Club. I think, yep, Halloween Club number 1, May 2024. Halfway to Haunts. I'm looking at the tag. Love it. I love Freckled Whimsy. Love it. So with the Halloween Club, she did 25 grams for the mini. And guess what? I can do heels, toes, and cuffs with the 25 gram mini. And guess what? I still have 10 grams left. I don't understand this. I feel like this is... I usually with 20 gram mini, maybe I could do it with a 20 gram mini. Obviously. I don't know. I still don't understand how... I did 15 rows of 2x2 rib. The toe, I did an extra 2 rows before I started my decrease, and I still have 10 grams left. Maybe it's because I'm doing the heel flap and gusset. When I did afterthought heels, I could not do that. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm still confused, but I have... Actually, it's 9.9 grams, if you want to be technical. So I have this much left. I caked them up and divided them in half as close as I could to get them to match. Obviously, I couldn't get a matchy close up, or close enough to like 50-ish grams, but I still had enough. I will take 5 grams from this and put it in my blanket, which I will be starting tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday, and I think I'm gonna have a birthday cast on party, I think. We'll talk about that later. But yes, this is how much I had left. I don't know how much these weigh. I did not weigh them, but I still have lots left. And I will be, after I take some for my blanket, I will be saving these for scrappy socks. So, probably for myself and for Amy. So I did these, I guess we'll talk about some of my my fingering weight socks, which are what these are. I use a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. US 1.5, am I repeating myself? I'm zoning out. Chiaogoo red lace needle, 32-inch cord. I knit my socks magic loop cuff down, and I use the Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, and 64 stitches. I just figured out that I got 12 rows for my leg and 12 rows for my foot. Or not rows, stripes, I mean. So yeah, I just counted that. And yeah, I did 15 rows, rounds of 2x2 rib. Look at me. Look at me. Yeah, I did these in tandem. So I did both cuffs, and then I did both legs, and then I did both heels. And after I did my heels, I weighed my mini, and I'm like, I got enough for the toes. I didn't think I was gonna, so I was just planning on doing the cuffs and heels in the mini. And then once I realized how many grams I had left, I'm like, nope, we can do toes too. So yep, and they match. I absolutely love these. I'm so excited to knit the other Halloween pairs. The other Halloween. I might do like 2 more before I do another Halloween cast on. We'll see. I need to get a move on. I feel like I'm gonna do Halloween socks in August, and here I just finished one pair and August is almost done. I started these. Let's see. August 8th, and I finished them August 14th. So yeah, my plan of doing a whole bunch of socks and Halloween socks in August is not working out very well. That's alright. It is what it is, I guess. I need to get a move on. Maybe September will be full blown Halloween socks. I don't know. I finished my next finish object I'm going to show you. I finished it. So I'm going to be heavy on the socks for a little bit. Heavy sock knitting is going to happen. All right, can you guess what big object I finished? Oh, I love this thing so much. I'm so glad that I finally made it. I got it all nice and rolled up. Oh, it smells so good. I blocked it, I washed it, I soaked it and blocked it. It only took like a day to dry. I was like, whoa. We must have had some, I don't know, hot temperatures. It didn't seem very hot in the house, but I don't know. All right, I'm gonna cover my face so you can see. I can kind of see through here. I mean, look at this. So this is the Starflake by Stephen West. This was the MKAL, the mystery knit along for 2019. So here we are, look at this. I use Knit Pick Stroll. The darker green is grass and the lighter green is key lime heather. And thank you all for your math formulas for myself. I don't know why I didn't think of this. I talked about it last week. I'm like, how am I supposed to know if 12 grams is the same amount? I think he said you needed 30 yards. I think he said for the I-cord bind off. That's what I'm talking about. Because I had a 12 gram of that little of the gray, not the gray, of the light green, and I didn't want to get cut into a full 50 gram cake or full skein just to do the I-cord border, and it was enough. You guys all did some math for me, and I'm like, oh my word. It didn't occur to me that to use the meters or the yards on the skein, because I don't know if this one says it, but let's see, Freckled Whimsy. Yes, she has 460 yards per 100 grams. So you use that math, those numbers, to figure out how many yards is in 30 grams. Or whatever grams you need. I'm not explaining it very well, but it made sense when you guys were telling me that in my comments last week. So it's blocked, it's beautiful, and I want it to get cold out so I can wear it. Here's the back. And oddly enough, I used more of my contrast color than my main color. Probably because of the border. I thought I was running out. I was going to run out of the border for the green. I was like, oh my, this is not looking good. But I had enough. I got to I did the larger border. So the larger border, you have these little eyelets in there. And I got to about like here. And I think I had 4 rows left. And I'm like, I don't think I got enough. And then I was getting to the point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. There's like, I think towards the ends are like 600 some stitches. And I'm like, oh my word. I'm glad it was all knitting, because if it was going to be purling, I don't know if I could do it. I might say, screw it. So I got to like 4 rows left on Friday evening, the last time I recorded it. And I'm like, all right, I'm putting it away. I'll sleep on it and see how I feel in the morning. And then I did 2 more rows. And then I'm like, okay, I have enough green, and I just finished it. So I did the full border, the full large border. So glad I did too. Oh my word. I don't know, I'm probably gonna wear it like this. I like to wear my shawls granny style. Oh yes, and it is kind of chilly this morning. It is rainy. So I'm like, yay, I don't have to worry about the sun. I can record now. But here I am at 9 something. So I'm not really early, but look at this. It's cozy. I love it. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say about this. I cast this on, I checked my Ravelry notes on July 8th, and I finished it August 11th. So like a month and a couple days. I used the recommended needle, I think it was US 5s. Yeah, US 5s. I don't know what that is in millimeters. 3.75? Don't quote me to that. I don't know. But yes, I absolutely love this. I love it. And I did the brioche. So now I'm feeling a little more confident with my brioche, because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 100% positive that Stephen West is going to have brioche in this year's MKAL. Because he has not had it in this past 2 years. So I feel like it's coming. I feel like some brioche is coming. I don't know. I could be wrong, but. So now I got a little, you know, a little brush up on my brioche. It's been a while. So, yeah, I feel like I can do it now. I would love to have brioche that has no increases or decreases. Or if it does, like at the beginning of the rows, and not like every section, because I mean, oh my word. It took me a long time to figure out those increases, because they went 2 different directions. I was like, oh my word. Eventually I got it, but it took a while. So yeah, that's my shawl. I'll leave it on for a minute until I get too hot. Okay, my last finish objects. 8 of them. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw these already. I was trying to figure out what to do with scrap yarn. I'm starting to run out of ideas. I make, you know, scrappy socks, kals, shawls. I still have so many scraps, and I'm like, let's make some coasters. Now I don't know how well these are going to hold up because they're not cotton. I did 2 sets of the same ones. I have a Ravelry project page, which will be listed down below for these. I kind of just modified the scrappy basket. I think, is it scrap yarn basket? Scrappy basket? I don't remember what it's called. I've made a couple of them. So I just used the same hook, which is the M/N, which is a 9mm, 7 strands of fingering weight. And I just did like 5 rounds of that pattern. And finished it off and said, yep, these are 4 inches. So I think that's a good coaster size. There's the back. So yeah, I just used scraps. This one has black, whites, grays, and navy. I don't know, the lighting is not good today. Can you hear the rain? I hope you can hear that. There's like some soothing rain in the background. And then I made one with greens, which looks good with my coaster. So yeah, that's pretty much it with these. One day I sat down and I'm like, I'm just gonna make some coasters. So I did. Wow, now can you hear it? Let's just pause, let you listen to the rain for a second. Oh, doesn't that sound good? All right, on with the show. You can hear it in the background. So this was 120 grams of yarn, which was awesome. Yeah, I really don't have anything else. But I do have the pattern written out in my Ravelry project page. It's a very simple single crochet. You got a magic ring and single crochets, and that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to, this is not a pattern that should be published. I think it's pretty easy. So yep, those are my coasters. And that's all my finished objects. My foot's falling asleep already. Yeah, it's been 17 minutes. Sounds about right. Okay, I only have 2 whips. Just 2. And I believe they're both new cast-ons, so you have not seen these before. This is my Mountain State stitches, is that right? Yes, I believe Mountain State stitches. I'm having a brain fog moment. So I decided, I think I talked about this last week, I did cast on the Granite State yarns, the Rainbow Road colorway, and the minis I've been inked. I can't read backwards. It's backwards for me. The past couple days have been busy. Oh my. So I haven't been, like the past 2 days, I have not been knitting very much. And it makes me very sad. But I think today it's we don't have to go anywhere today. So I'm like, oh, I want to sit down and knit. But yesterday it was like, I did a teeny tiny bit. There's a mini black. I'm gonna do this for the toes and heels. Toes and heels. And I split the cake in half so I could do them tandem. I'm kind of doing them in tandem. Oh, the lighting is not doing this justice. It's more neon in real life. Maybe next week we'll have sunny weather and it'll be more neon-y. Neon-y, that's the word. If you're curious about my markers, I will link a video down below. 32-inch cord, Chiaogoo red lace. And here's the second sock. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 rows. And this one has 45. So I think I'm gonna do, I haven't decided how many rows I'm gonna do for my leg yet. I would like to end on an even number. So I don't know if I'll do 60 or 70. We'll see where, how much I measured when I do 60 rows. I did 15 rows of 2x2 rib, knit 2, purl 2 rib. Look at me, I'm doing 15 rows now. And separate needles. And, with the variegated yarns, it's very easy to like cut it exactly in half because you don't have to worry about stripes. Lining up stripes if you want them to match. Usually I don't care, but lately I've been matching my scrappy sock or my self-striping socks. So yeah. I feel like I would have been farther with these, but you know, life happens. It's okay. I finished my shawl before, you know, it got really busy. So I was happy with that. I did finish it on Saturday. I finished the shawl on Saturday. All right, that's it to say about these. I don't have anything else. I love them. I love the neon. I decided I better do one more bright pair of socks before we get into the fall. My summer sock camp basket, I don't know if I'll show it next week or maybe the week after. I'm not going to finish all of them. I took one of them out to do birthday cast on, but I think I have 10 skeins in there. It's not going to happen. It's okay. It's probably because I kept adding to it, and then I kept doing scrappy socks. So next year I need to remember that if I'm going to do scrappy socks and or add to it, that I need to not put so many in there, but that's okay. I forgot to say, this was pair 21 for summer sock camp. I don't remember for the year, 57? I don't know. It's on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. It's kind of hard to keep track of like the year and summer sock camp, so I just been focusing on the summer sock camp for the socks. Maybe when summer sock camp is done, then I will go back and do like the yearly numbers. All right, my last whip. Bags by Awesome Granny. This is the Scrappy bag, the Scrappy project bag. We did have a little bit of thunderstorm this morning, but it quit before I recorded, so I'm like, you guys missed the thunderstorms. Darn it, that's okay. Oh, I forgot about these. So I've been just working on these on Scrappy Sundays. I have a bunch of scraps in there. There's Awesome Granny tag. Respect your knitting. I love this bag. This is my favorite. I do all of my scrappy socks in this bag. So I started these last Sunday. These are DK weight. So maybe that helped. I don't know, maybe I had a lot of knitting time. I don't know, I think it's because they're DK weight. Because DK weight, I did 15 rounds for the cuff on DK. I'm not sure how that's gonna feel, but we'll test them out. And I did 40, is that 40 or 50? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, I did 10, 20, 30. I did 50 rows for the leg. Stop counting and just show us. And then I did the heels. I think that yarn must be downstairs because I don't have it in here. This was Legacy Fiber Arts buttons, I believe. I think I was gifted this skein and I made some mittens with it. And I'm like, ooh, stripes with the speckled yarn. And I had enough to do. I still have enough. I don't know if I'm going to do the toes or not. I might not. I might just save it and just do heels so that I can just make more of these. But look, I did both of this. I did all this on Sunday. I don't like how they are the state of the needles. This really bothers me. It's like I did not have enough time to pick up the gusset stitches. But we're going to do this. we're gonna do it on Sunday. So do you think I could finish the gussets, the foots, and the toes all on Sunday? I mean, I feel like if I did all this, I wouldn't see why not. So I'm just doing them random. I'm picking up a mini, I'm using it, or a scrap. If I get a full repeat, cool. If I don't, whatever. I got my Twin Mountain Handcraft little sock progress keepers. Like what that word is, not stitch markers. I got both of them on there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them when I show my progress next week, because I'm like, well, I had the heel flaps done. Maybe I'll move it at the heel turn or something. So these are DK weight, and I use US 3s. Poke myself. I always grab the wrong needle. US 3s, 3.25 millimeter. I do 48 stitches, and I am using the DK weight vanilla sock pattern by Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. It's a free pattern. I think I did more. Hers is only 10 rounds of the cuff, but since I'm doing scraps, I knew I would have enough to do 15. Now, if I had a full skein, a full 100 skein, I would just do 10 rows, because I don't like yarn chicken. I absolutely hate yarn chicken. So that's a good thing about scrappy socks. I know I will not play yarn chicken ever. I'll just have to weave in all the ends. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. So I'm hoping that these will be done and my previous whip will be done. I'm hoping I'll have 2 finished sock whips. No, sock FOs next week. I think that's it. I don't know if I have anything else to say about these. Nope, I don't. That is it. I'm hoping to finish those. Do you think I can? I'm sure you're all like, duh. All right, and that is all of that's all the knitting. I will show here. Oh, my foot really fell asleep. My other one did. Oh. I will show my some yarn now. I think I've decided. I don't know. I didn't think about this. So my friend Amy from Happy Little Yarn, she also got me some extra bonus gifts. I plan on opening the rest of those on my birthday, and I'll show them next week. But I'm pretty sure there's 3 skeins of yarn, and I don't know if I should cake up this one or if I should wait and see what kind of skeins that she got me, and I might change my mind. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I mean, this was in my summer stocking basket. Maybe I'll just do that, and then if something strikes my fancy in that pile, I will cake that up next. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is Mustache Yarn. I think this is going to be my first birthday cast on. This is Around the Corner, which is Sesame Street. This is another one that each stripe is a Sesame Street character, and I have no idea. I'm going to assume red is Elmo, and yellow is Big Bird, and green is the Grouch, and one of the blues is Grover, but after that, I don't know. Oh, there's Cookie Monster, could be blue too. There are many blues in here. And I don't remember all of the Sesame Street characters. I should, but yeah. So this is very bright and fun. And I think I'm going to cast these on. I'm going to cake it up today and cast on tomorrow. I think I've decided that. I have no idea how many stripes there are. Doesn't say. So I have no idea. We'll find out. And the heel, I will probably do, let's see, is it in here? I'll either do this one or this one. I haven't decided. I think this one is Mama Jess Frankly Lisa, and then this one is Lemonade Shop. I forgot what it is. I think Polly Pocket or Polly in My Pocket or something like that. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see when I get to that point. So that's going to be my next cast on. It should be a whip next time you see me. Unless I open my friend's yarn and I say nope. And I kick up something completely different. And I'm also going to be casting on my Cozy Memories blanket. I'm starting to get the itch a little to work on scrappy blankets. I mean, it's a little hot, but I made a Cozy Memories blanket, fingering weight, for my oldest, and then my youngest wanted one. I made that one for her last year, and then I took like a really big break besides that one. And I've always wanted to make one for myself. I mean, that was the plan all along, to do fingering weight one, 25 squares by 20, I think. It was like 500 squares, if that's the correct math. So I'm going to start a blanket for me. And if I start it, it's going to be tiny and won't be hot. So you will see at least one square, maybe more. I'm just going to be using scraps from projects I've made. So I'm not going to do, I'm going to do a little bit, and when it gets hot, I'll put it away and I'll bring it back out. And then I'll, throughout my sock knitting and other stuff that I make, I will build up my scraps. And if I get to a point where I knit them all, then I'll just wait until I get a bunch more. Or I'll, I know Kay of the Crazy Sock Ladies, she also does like for a month, or she'll finish a project and then she'll put it in her blanket. Or she'll save them for the month, and she used to do this, but she's also taking a break from her blankets because it's probably too hot. So yeah, I have a lot. I made myself an advent calendar for my scraps, and I still have a ton in there, so I have enough to work on it for at least a month. I would like to end, whenever I finish a row, I would like to take a break, depending on how much time is left before December, because I want the row completed. So then when December comes, I can just go all the way across. So we'll see how addicted I get to that. But yes, I'm excited. Cozy memory blanket. I don't need another blanket, but it's okay. So those are going to be 2 new cast-ons. I'm going to cast those on my birthday. I have decided. It's happening. I'll cast them on, and I'll probably work on my other stuff. All right, and here are the minis from my advent calendar. I had a duh moment when I opened these. We have lots of greens. Not actually 2 greens, but so they have, here's today's. She has little tags on them, and on the inside there are some swear words in this one, so just avert your children's eyes. I mean, they're not bad swear words, but. So she puts a little lyric on there, and I have to guess what song it is. Do you guys know what song it is? Give you a minute. Do you know what it is? It took me a second for this one. I was like, wait a second. And then I'm like, oh, I got it. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Lavender Haze. And I love that it's purple. She did that on purpose. I love it. And then I can do it with a broken heart. This one is like fun and jazzy. Love it. The one I got wrong this week was Bad Blood, which is kind of embarrassing. Which was Bad Blood. She wrote them on there for me, so now I can go back. 12. I should know this. I feel so stupid. All right, here is day 12's. You already know what it is, but I was like blank space. Blank space was the day before. Obviously, I did not have coffee. Yep, here's blank space. It was day 11. It's okay. Taylor will not be mad at me. I mean, I love that, you know, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. I love that lyric. Why didn't I get that? I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't awake yet. Did not have the coffee, but here's all the minis. I'm kind of sad that I got one more left, and then that's it. But then we can have a super winding party and add these to my DK weight. Cozy memories. I have a feeling I might be able to finish both of these blankets in the winter. Definitely the crochet one. The crochet one, I think I just have like one more magic knot ball, and then I have to see if I want to do another one or end it. So yeah, but if I have my fingering weight one too, that's 3 blankets. I don't know. We'll see. But those are my minis. Thank you, Amy. I have been loving this game so much. I know you probably had put a lot of work into all of this, and I appreciate it. And she did surprise songs, you guys. Was that 12? Nope. What day was surprise songs? 15. It was yesterday's. She did surprise songs. Do you guys know which one this is? Give you a second. You might have seen it in the mini, but oh, I know we both like this song. The one, I was so sad when Taylor got rid of this song in the Heirs tour. I was very sad. I love this song. Also very sad that she got rid of Tolerate It. That was another, ooh, love that one. I hope that she does Tolerate It for a surprise song before the tour ends. There were a few songs that she removed and she sung them as the surprise song, so I don't know. So that's my Taylor Swift. I have a calendar. I love it. Taylor Swift also is back in London, and I missed the surprise songs yesterday because I had to take my daughter to her open house. Well, we had plans to go like after we eat. We're getting into life stuff now, so if you don't want to stick around, I'll see you next week. This is where she picks up her schedule, walks around to find the classrooms, and get pictures taken. Well, the school is like a 10-minute walk from our house. I was not gonna drive. It was stupid. The weather was fine. It wasn't very hot, but rain was approaching. And my daughter's like, I don't want to get drowned, and then I'm going to take a picture with wet hair. And I'm like, okay, I understand. It's fine. So it was from 4 to 7 yesterday. We decided to go at 4 instead before the rain came. So yeah, I missed the surprise songs. And Ed Sheeran came out. Sheeran. Ed Sheeran came out, and I missed it. Oh, so sad. I did catch it on YouTube. But it's not the same. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere today. And tomorrow she is having a concert on my birthday. So those surprise songs are going to be my surprise songs. I hope she doesn't play ones from like Debut or Fearless or Speak Now, because those aren't my favorite. So I'm hoping anything after that. I hope she plays Black Dog on my birthday. That would be awesome. I'm loving that song right now. Black Dog. So yeah, my birthday, I told my family I'm watching the surprise songs. We might have a late dinner. I need to see these songs live. You guys are just gonna have to wait. I think they're gonna be at like 4 or 4:30, so we'll be fine. Yeah, so I don't really have any big plans for my birthday. We're gonna go out to eat. We're gonna go to a Mexican restaurant, get chips and salsa, because that's what I need on my birthday, right? And I'm gonna just stay home and knit. Oh, I forgot, I got a story. We got a story. Oh my word. Yesterday it was bad. It was bad. So you guys ready for a story? I'll try to make it short. Okay, so Thursday morning we had a dentist appointment. my daughter and I, Chloe, just a cleaning. Fine, cleaning. I have some issues. It's fine. It's nothing, no cavities. Which, you know, I am very good about brushing and flossing. And so there's some like problem areas that I'm having a hard time brushing. So they gave me some advice. We're going to stick with that and see how it goes. It's my gums. I'm having issues with my gums. Anyway, sorry if that's TMI. So we walked. Our dentist is very close to us. We walked. It was awesome. It's like a nice morning walk in. So I got 2 walks in yesterday, and my body is like, what are you doing? My hips really hurt yesterday, and it's probably because I did way too much. I haven't been doing my walks because it is so hot outside and I can't. I do not have, I wish I had like a walking mat in my house so I could do it in the summer. But my husband's like, that's dumb, go outside. And I'm like, nope. So I don't really do my walking in the summer. My body was like feeling it. Anyway, so we got back from the dentist. Then we went to the library because the kids wanted to get more books, and the summer reading program ends on Saturday. So they wanted to get their sheets stamped and their entries put in one more time for the prizes. So we did that. I came home, like sit down for like, you know, half hour to just like regroup myself. I'm like, oh my word, I feel like I've been running around for days. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta start dinner because I was gonna do chicken in the crock pot. So I get that started, get that cooked, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down for a little bit and then we're gonna have lunch. I sat down for a little bit. I was playing my Words with Friends on my tablet, on my iPad, and the internet quit working. I'm like, well, that's weird. Okay, great. The internet's not working, whatever. Get out my knitting, and then my husband comes up the stairs, and he's like, what do you do? What did you do? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I thought you did something to the internet. He's like, no, the power's out. And I'm like, great. So we have no power. Was it like 11:30-ish? I just started the chicken in the crock pot. An hour went by. 2 hours went by, and it came back on. But I was like, I don't know if that chicken is safe to eat. I did not want to risk it. I didn't want to get salmonella poisoning. It's not worth it. It was like cooking for maybe 10 minutes before the power went out. So I was like, I don't know, that's good. I didn't risk it. You probably, if you think it's okay, let me know so I know in the future. But it was like 75-ish in the house. There was no air on, so it was kind of warm. Yeah, so I had to throw out the chicken and figure out something else for dinner. I was really mad because that chicken was going to be what we were going to have for the next, you know, few days, and now I have to think of something else. Today we're having pizza, so it's okay. And Saturday we're going out. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was going to have chicken. Oh. My mom's messaging me. I forgot to turn airplane mode off. We're going to have to end this. It's Wordle time. I do Wordle with my mom. So anyway, yeah, power went out. Do you want to have any guesses about how the power went out for 2 hours? You want to know what caused it? I mean, this has happened before, so, you know, the city needs to step it up. It was a squirrel. This happened a couple years ago. I remember it was during the school year. All the kids got sent home. The power went back on. It was fine. But a squirrel hopped in whatever that area is with the wires and went nom 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 and chewed on it and probably got fried to bits, smithereens, whatever you want to call it. And one squirrel caused like pretty much the whole town. I think it's like 5,000 people plus with no power for 2 hours. And then I was panicking because I just bought groceries on Wednesday. I restocked my fridge, and I'm like, if I have to throw away my food, I'm gonna be so mad. And I'm like, my pumpkin spice creamer. I'm like, no. But it was only 2 hours. It was okay. We did not open any of the doors, and everything's fine. The strawberries were kind of... The strawberries didn't like that. But other than that, everything's fine. Yeah, so that's my story. A squirrel caused a power outage again. This is not the first time. Yeah, there was no storms. It was not rainy. It was sunny. It was a little bit breezy, but not enough to, like, knock down any power lines. And I'm like, I bet it's a squirrel. And I was right. Once the power came back on, we looked on the internet, looked on the news, and it's like, yep, a squirrel. Yeah, so we need to control the squirrel population around here. Oh my. All right, I gotta end it here because my mom wants to do Wordle. Sweet. I forgot to message her about Wordle. It's Wordle time. All right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Oh wait, I didn't do reading and watching. Reading and watching real fast. Watching. Travelers, season 2. We finished it. That's it. We didn't watch any movies. Reading. I finished Heir of Fire. That's right. I finally got the audiobook. I had 4 hours left. I just finished it because I went back. I was reading it on my Kindle. I went back a few chapters to refresh myself. I remembered everything. Finished it. Loved it. I'm starting the Assassin Blade. That is book 2 or 0.5. I'm reading that as the 4th book. That's how I'm reading it. Doing that on my Kindle or audio. I started 2 Kindle books. I started one and then a hold came in naturally. So I'm going to read these 2 at a time, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to put one down. The Poppy War, number 1. This is the first book in the series. I don't know how many books there are. This is the same author that did Yellowface, R.F. Kuang. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. K-U-A-N-G. Also, I started Mickey 7, book number 2, which is Antimatter Blues. And this is by Edward Ashton. My daughter wanted to read this book. She read the Mickey 7 one. And I told her there's a second one. And she's like, I want to read it. We put it on hold. It came in. She has a Kindle and I have a Kindle. We have a shared, I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever books on her Kindle are on mine. Whatever that thing is. So we're both reading it together. So that's fun. And that's what I'm reading and watching. Now we're going to end it before my mother thinks that I left. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them right down there. I do love seeing them. And hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.